on the community, yourself, temperature check on yourself, how you're feeling. Anything that you want to share with the other stewards that we should add to the agenda or you want to bring up? And I'll pass to Livia to get us started.
Thank you. I'm feeling great. And also feeling like there are so many ideas and thoughts that I would like to articulate a little bit better, especially after yesterday in our praise analysis discussion call. I think a lot of opinions were very interesting, and I'm happy we could open space for that and celebrate everyone's thoughts. And it feels like a very constructive process that we're going through. And I just wish there was a little bit more space to lay out like thoughts, and I'm really hoping to make that proposal today and hope others can do too. But I also acknowledge that it's not so easy. And yeah, with that, I'll pass to Chewy.
Thank you, Livy. Temperature check on the community. Feel that, yeah, like I'm personally nervous, like because this sprint is like we're already getting done with this sprint, and next sprint is gonna be just epic. So yeah, I feel that there is like more. It's not like as being excited like some weeks ago. Probably, I feel that people are more in touch with the implications and just many stuff that as a community with should like take seriously, like the praise quant and everything that the common swarm is working right now, and all of our technical infrastructure for it to be ready. So I feel that there is a lot of commitment right now, but I would agree with Livy that it could be cool, like if we could open like maybe like some more like spaces and just like work out like some like communications between the stewards. We are like giving this step forward, and yeah, personally, like I like in my own temperature, like I've been just like really tired the past few days. So yeah, I'm trying to like take it easy in a way, and at the same time like meet with like everything that we need to have ready at comms. So yeah, it's just gonna be like a lot of work, but I'm looking forward to what it represents. Sorry if I took too long. I'll pass it to Craig.
Hi, did you say me, Chewy? What's happening? Temperature check. Yeah, I think there's definitely been some tension this sprint, emanating from the praise analysis, and it's okay. Otherwise, I kind of share Chewy's comments myself, looking forward to, but also recognizing it's about to happen. That's all. I'll pass to Wonka.
Thanks, Greg. Well, I also think that it's a very good process, the one that we're having, talking about the praise analysis, because it's a very sensitive topic, and if we can talk about it openly and build around diversity in this case, I feel that we can do that for other issues that may arise. And my own temperature, I am freezing. Here is like 2 degrees, and I am not used to that. And like I wear clothes and like use a lot of things on top, but I still feel a lot of cold. But also I am really happy and recharged after this time that I have taken a little bit of time and for myself and for connecting with nature and learning about other culture. And I think that's great. And I liked and I have felt a lot of support from the community, and I am very thankful about that. And I will pass to Nate.
Yeah, temperature check is good. I think that's the community is exploring a lot of new things with this impact hour analysis. How great it is for the ability to bootstrap a community, but also how flawed it is in terms of distributing governance and compensation simultaneously. And so I think it's brought up a couple pain points, but I think it's something that we're learning from, and we have a better understanding of the system now. And so that's a good thing. My own personal temperature check is good. Very, very busy, but overall good spirits and having a good time. So I will pass it to David.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming out and having me here. It's my first Stewards working group call, and so that affects my temperature. I'm just kind of open and interested to see the magic that happens. I'm kind of new to the token engineering group, and looking forward to seeing just where I can fit in. Yeah. Thanks. I'll pass it to Zeptimus.
Cool. Can I just interrupt and just welcome David? This is where all the stewards all come together and sort of review all the things that affect an interdependency between our working groups, our planning, and such. And just want to say you're very welcome to be here. Okay, sorry, Zed, your turn.
Yeah, thank you, Tam and David. My personal temperature check, it's awesome. Sam and Paulo are going to come to the house in 2 days, so I'm super happy for that. And for the price thing, I think we had a meeting today where it was not a lot of crowd, and Jeff was more comfortable expressing himself, and I think it was super interesting. And we're building this, and what I wanted to say, maybe there is different points of view on how we were acting or thinking, but this is good to happen because this is the first common, and from here we keep learning. So yeah, all good. And I'll pass it to Katie.
Thanks, Zepti. Woohoo! That was great. I'm feeling a bit crazy this week, actually. I'm feeling a bit messy. I'm feeling a bit like learning how to adapt. So I don't have the blog finished yet, and there's various reasons why. And so I'm learning how to adapt to that, like trying to gather information and write things that I don't understand, and asking for help and different things like that. And then there was this praise emergency, quite separate from the praise analysis. And so in a funny way, that's that. Well, anyway, so for me, this week is all about learning how to adapt to some of these wild, unexpected rides. And I think that just plays into the bigger picture of what we go through probably on a weekly basis anyway, and of course the more macrocosmic picture of that, of what's going on pretty much all the time in our lives. So it's nice to feel like I can get a handle on that, or even just to have this space to express it and have all of you to listen, and maybe you're smiling behind your avatars or in front of them. So yeah, it's feeling good. So let's see, I'm looking. I'm seeing everybody went, so I'll go back to town.
Craig, did you go?
Yeah, I went. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, I for some reason blanked on that. Okay, and I guess myself, you know, there was an introduction to engineering and e-commerce today by TE Academy, and I was able to participate in some, but not all of it. Angela with TE Academy, of course, and Boris Spremo with Boson Protocol were discussing decentralized commerce platforms, the difference between e-commerce and de-commerce, and the sort of all the new primitives that would be building blocks to create decentralized commerce, which is just something that's never existed before and never was able to exist before. And it really pumped me up. Like, this is why we're here. We're here to help support these amazing projects that are going to change the world that we live in. And if there was never ever before an alternative to Amazon, there's finally the glimmer of hope that there can be now, and how that will shape our society and our culture. So I'm super pumped up after these kinds of talks and courses. So that's personal. And then I would say, yeah, on our community level, you know, I think that these talks about praise and impact hours really made me start thinking, at least personally, about like, what does it mean to be part of a commons? Like, how am I treating that? What is my relationship to commons? What is my understanding of what it is to be in a commons? So, you know, it's the first commons that I'm participating in. I don't know how much experience other people has. So I'm really, you know, reflecting on that a lot, especially these past few days. Actually, I would say is really where I've started to be like, wait, what do I know about a commons? What is my relationship? How do I fit in? How do I see our community? And I would say a lot of the conversations have been really difficult but good. And you know, I honestly think that, like, from the beginning, like it continues now, like I haven't wavered. I have an unshakable faith in us as stewards and in our community. So I'm just really privileged and proud to be with all of you. And now let's jump into the, have you posted in this forum, in our forum this sprint? This is just a reminder to all of us that the action item from our last retrospective was to post one time a sprint in each forum. So this is your weekly reminder to post in the forum. A lot of people have posted, so congratulations to everyone who has. And the people like me who hasn't yet, get on it before the end of the sprint tomorrow. So the new timelines, maybe I'll pass to Livia if you want to share the sort of thinking around the timelines and the dates, just so that we have it. You know, the timelines are soft, of course, but I just want to make sure us as the stewards are all updated with the latest dating that we have around the hatch.
Yes, so the timelines are aggressive, just so we can try to push ourselves to them. If it doesn't happen, we'll talk about it, but I really want us all to try committing with these timelines and submitting a proposal either today or tomorrow, and having this time to vote until Tuesday, and hopefully we can host some debates. If tomorrow there is one extra proposal out there, or already put out a debate, and we can start talking about the different aspects that are being raised. So okay, we're trying for next Tuesday have the first results of this round, and then during SoftGov have the runoff preparation. So looking at all the proposals and doing the process that we usually do, that we did with the Prems and MVV. with the lessons from what Nate wrote and that we can incorporate. And then Tuesday, after SoftGov, the runoff will be out there, and votings will happen until Thursday in the community call. So 2 to 3 days to have the final votes, and then hopefully Thursday we have a result.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, if anyone wants to comment on it, now is the time. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next item. Cool. So the spotlight for tomorrow. I see, Eduardo, you asked for requirements. They are here, actually. It's in the document itself, the criteria for spotlight, but it does bring a good point. Maybe we should talk about it again. Nate, do you want to share maybe what you have so far and whether we need to come up with some new ideas?
Do you want me to introduce the spotlight for a moment as well?
Oh, do we have one for tomorrow?
We do. It's Trey McConaughey, the founder of Ocean Protocol. He's going to go over token specs with us, so I'm really excited about that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Amazon is a little like a bad robot.
Yeah. You have a lot of static in your audio connection.
yeah, I don't know what, like ever since I got to Alabama, the Discord is just acting funny. So sorry about that. As far as standards are concerned, I was hoping we could get a more kind of more robust and comprehensive, detailed oriented like specifications of what it means for token engineering. Because are we talking about infrastructure? Are we talking about baseline tools for token engineers to be utilizing in those types of projects? Or are we talking about projects that will ultimately benefit the space, DAOs in general? And so that's something that I would like more clarity on, and I was hoping to get others' inputs on that as well.
Yeah, I think we come back to this actually. So I'd love to hear other opinions too, but I would say, the original criteria was a project that might apply for funding. And those are probably projects that would still get priority. But now I think it's more open to like, I might not be the majority here, I might be the minority, but it's like, what are projects that would appeal to our community that should be on their radar, that could be interesting to them? And I think we've done a pretty good job so far with all these kinds of projects. Yeah, I don't know, having watched Boris present Boson, I think Boson would be a fabulous spotlight. Maybe I don't have maybe we could reach out to him too to see if he or somebody on the team would be interested in taking one of those spotlights. But open to, Livia, your thoughts on this as well, or anybody else's?
I think that's a great idea. Bringing Boson. Yeah, I think that's perfect. I really like how we've been integrating with the projects that have been coming to the spotlight. So there was the token model for Future Thinkers community, and people from Will Rudnick project, from Sarafun. Yeah, but we also got in contact with them, and yesterday I think a lot of the people that have been coming have been like connecting with other people in the community and spinning projects, and that's really cool. So it's been great so far. I think we should continue.
So that's one of the other aspects of it where I was concerned about, a lot of these projects like Boson and Ocean Protocol, like they're not going to need funding more than likely. And so, although it is a great opportunity to kind of market the commons as a place where token engineers can go and learn from each other, it's not necessarily the projects that we're going to look into funding. Those projects are a little bit more difficult to find, and whether we should be spending more time finding those or whether we should really start growing the community and using this TEC spotlight as a method for that purpose is something that I keep going back and forth on.
So I have some thoughts about that, actually. Yeah, Chewy and Eduardo are sort of launching the TEC Scouts, and those Scouts can probably be one of the pipelines for projects that would not only be interested in perhaps doing funding or collaborations with TE, but those ones they're just starting right now. They're just sort of getting kicked off, but eventually would be able to bring proposals that might be interested in having 5-10 minutes at the end of the community call to spotlight their project. And I think until we have more robust projects coming, maybe any projects that are appealing to TE, that advanced token engineering specifically, would be like, maybe a lot of these projects won't need funding from TEC, but would we fund them if they were to apply? Maybe it's like a good litmus test, right? Like, if Boson Protocol applied, would we fund them? Hell yeah. Do they need funding? Hell no. But it's sort of, that's very much aligned with our community. Could be a good test. And maybe, anyone who has ideas for possible projects, if you can drop them in this list, we can sort of pull together some ideas for who we reach out to, so that there's like an active pipeline for Nate to reach out to every week. Very cool. And the bi-weekly blog post. Oh yeah, this is okay. Well, maybe we don't need to do it this week. We'll do it next week. I'll just leave this on our agenda, but we'll really go through the list the week before Katie has to write the blog post. And Katie gave us an update on the blog post already. It didn't go out. It probably shouldn't go out until we have the praise quant data, because it really is the purpose of the blog post. So it'd be yeah. So definitely we'll have to wait for that too. So it kind of coincides nicely that
correct.
We
can I ask a quick question on that? Is there any news as to when that might happen?
I think Ivy, we had a quick chat. Ivy is waiting for permissions to get in the sheets, and I think Viv and there's another person helping him want to pull in the data that they got to sync with the praise bot. And I think Griff has these permissions, and maybe they're waiting to talk to him, and he's in a retreat. So maybe it will take a little bit of time, but I don't think like a long time. Maybe tomorrow or something is going to be solved.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. And Katie, amazing weekly update in the forum post. I don't know if everyone has seen it or anyone hasn't seen it. Really looks great. So thanks so much for doing that. And I guess we'll be doing this every week now. So, I'd maybe say the way Katie pulled it together last week was using the community sync agenda and pulling the topics from each working group. But I would also suggest, if you want something to be included in that weekly update, to push it to Katie too, in case it's not there. If there's something particular you want to share, I think Katie, maybe you do these, you work on them on Friday, so post it on Saturday or something like that. Is that, you maybe want to share your timeline, or maybe some
yeah, that
guidance
sounds
that
good.
you can share with the stewards for how they can facilitate? Okay. So Thursday or Friday, and then I guess Katie can publish it on Saturdays, so that it's a nice weekend read for our community. Okay. So sprint board, maybe we'll go around and do some updates from each of our working groups. And let's see if we have the TEC board up. Yeah, we do. Cool. So why don't we get kicked off with SoftGov. I think your updates are pretty clear, but if you want to share what's happened in SoftGov and anything that you want to share about our sprint.
Yeah, I updated all my issues. I'm so happy about that. It didn't take me that long. It was just that ping you gave me that I did it. So yeah, we went over all of this. I think a big step for this sprint was taking all of the messy information about praise and transforming into a process that everyone can follow. And that, I'm very grateful for that. And I think we finished. I closed some issues. And then now, yeah, it's just about getting those results and then implementing them and continue with conversations. Yesterday, after the call, there was a lot of messages, and I think it raised some topics that maybe were unsettled in people. And I feel like today has been a lot of like one-on-one conversations. And so there is that process that I didn't put in any issue, but I think I will because it's taking up a lot of my time. And then for SourceCred, Mateo is really rocking it so much. He's been super busy with Giveth. They are in a retreat, but he's been working a lot to bring all of the addresses to the DAO. So that has to be a manual process. He's done most of it. I think he just wants to have a session now to check if they are really the right ones. And we're probably going to meet later today to do that. And what else? There's the covenant that I'm planning to present something for legal on Friday. I didn't have too much time to put into it, but it's important. So I want to have something for the legal call. And I think that's it. There was one issue about the onboarding process that I tagged Katie, and maybe we could have a chat about that, about like what is needed. How can we I know you're doing so much work with that, and I really appreciate it. And maybe we just need to put those things into one page of the Git book and have like a simple step-by-step or something based on what you're already doing.
Yeah.
Cool. So should we move on to comms?
Yes,
Chewy, if you want to share what's happened in comms this past week.
I have not updated the board. I think since last week I was just adding like the whole epic on the forum posts. But I could definitely update the status on well the ones that I'm seeing here. It's cryptos news. We had a Fahern on that, so I ended up like talking to him, and it's something that he can take on. Also, I don't know, just regarding status, because I had some of them in writing. I mean, regarding the content and distribution repo, and I know that some of them were already like in an edit phase. I just need to double check on that. And yeah, on 7:35, I think we can probably close it since like we talked about this yesterday, and we're gonna end up like running some tests on the swag. Uh, so yeah, we can probably close that. And regarding the animated video, Manu was just about to send me some sketches that have been going on for the for the animated video for the hatch. Uh, so as soon as I have those, I'll make sure to include them in the board. And uh, yeah, I think that's yeah, I think that would be it. Oh, and regarding issue number 65 on the campaign for the interviews video. I still need to work on that, but it's already uploaded in our YouTube channel. So so it's gonna be like unlisted for now until we can have like a proper campaign around it. But we're gonna be using it in the hatch front end. So yeah, I should probably add that before. Yeah, just to be like specific in the board. And
Cool. And
yeah, I think that's it for comments. I'm
do
sorry.
you want to share anything else about the TEC Scouts?
Okay, about the TC Scouts. Let me check today's agenda. It's just I can remember, but oh yeah, we have a new time. It's gonna be a little bit later on Wednesday morning. So actually, I think that fits your schedule, Tam. Metaverde was able to like move some metagame thing that she had. So we're gonna be able to have that there, and also Lauren couldn't attend today because she's and give it a retreat, but yes, we're also taking her in account for next week, and we're putting together two parties, like two. I don't know how to call them yet, like catch up parties, but we're just gonna try to recreate what we already did with metagame and One Hive, and now that we're going into the hatch sprint, just to like touch base with communities and invite just everyone that is interested and is a trusted seed, of course, to be part of it, and yeah, just make the whole like party theme around it. So that's like I think like one of the first projects that we're gonna be doing in TE Scouts, and yeah, I don't know if there's something else about the Scouts.
No, I think it's a very, very cool initiative. So I'm really excited that this group is starting to form.
Oh, and also
yeah, I guess
like
I
we've
was
been
also
trying to reach
wondering
out.
what kinds of.
Oh, sorry, I
think
think the
it
delay
might
is
be
back
mute
for
lag.
events. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I was wondering what kind of support the rest of the stewards can provide for the scouts in terms of any materials that they need that can be helpful. Yeah, it's just, please come to our stewards meeting with any support that we can provide to that initiative, since they're the representatives in other communities of the TEC. We want to make sure that they're successful.
Okay. Probably for Friday for the sprint planning. You can help me like complement the content map. This content map is going to be like a great base for the T Scouts. So yeah, at some point like the stewards could help us out with that. But yeah, I'll try to like have it just like closer to final form by Friday, and I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, that's yeah, that's it for T-Scouts.
Cool. And then there's one more thing. I think that it's important. We don't have it on our sprint board for some reason, but you are really, leading the event planning for ETH/CC and for the TEC there. So maybe you can start sharing some dates and ideas. Maybe if there's even soft dates that people should be considering around that. I don't know if you are ready to share anything yet or when you would be, but maybe we should also throw that issue on your plate, since that's something that you're working on the board,
Okay.
since that's something that you're working on.
Okay. Yeah. I'll probably put out a poll to see who's attending and how much time they are attending, and see if it's possible to adjust everyone's time for having some work groups in person.
And I can say that I do have some access. I will likely get some extra tickets from there. And if you don't get a ticket, if you're interested in volunteering, I would recommend it. It is really fun to volunteer at CC, and it's an easy way to get a ticket and feel like you're meet a lot of cool people and get behind the scenes access to a lot of cool things. Usually involves 4 hours every day or an 8-hour shift every other day, something like that. I know Suga already jumped in, so that's an option. Also, we will find a way to get you in the conference. Don't you worry. I know. We will get there. We'll figure something out. So, yeah, Suga?
Yeah, I should just add that actually they are really saturated with volunteers. They have a super duper surplus, so I'm not sure that that's possible anymore.
I got.
Oh, wow. Cool. What did you say, Craig?
Oh, I got denied volunteership, so yeah, they're full.
Wow. Well, just commit to going to Paris, guys. Trust them. And we're talking, we're going to talk to everyone individually, but we're talking about staying longer after Paris if there's enough people that want to stay long, just extend the Airbnb in Paris for 2 even weeks, just staying. So it could be really fun.
You're breaking up a little, but I think the message came across. Cool. All right, and that's it. I just threw that issue on the board for you, Chewy, around working with the event planner, because you are the point of contact and the most experienced. So
yeah, sure. We're having 2 interviews tomorrow, so hopefully by Friday we can have a final candidate, and we can start having just more information available on that. But yes, just if anyone here is planning on coming to Paris, just feel safe to approach us with any ideas that you have. Also, I know that Sam had some questions regarding the travel plans and all of this. So if you have any kind of questions, I know that everything is still up in the air, but yeah, feel free to ask me any doubts that you might have, and yeah, we're gonna have a really laid down logistic in the end. So I feel that it's just gonna be easy for everyone to get to meeting points and know what is when and where. So yeah, if you're thinking about coming, feel free to join us.
Can I just say very quickly, and I'm also here on the ground. I know Paris like the back of my hand, so I'm going to be here also to orient anybody with any help they need, and everybody's welcome at my house, blah, blah, blah.
Same as Suga. I used to live in Paris, so if everyone in the systems also. Yeah.
Boy, I want to come to that thing.
It's ECC Dervidas in July 20th to 22nd. And now we're talking about the feasibility of having a few days afterwards for TEC to do some concentrated sessions together on subjects and plans. Cool. All right, Hatch Outreach. Let's go next. Do you want to give some updates? Do you want to start the updates, Eduardo? Okay, I'll do some updates. So the Hatch Outreach campaigns, we've finished everyone down to the people that have 4 impact hours and haven't activated their trusted seed. So bravo for all that hard work of just lots of messaging. And now, so we've had 44 activations in June, which is pretty great. We are going to do a final outreach to people who have impact hours that haven't activated. Once we have the final praise and then the final activation, and then Craig does his wizardry of merging all of these together to output a list of the people who have not yet activated who have impact hours. So there's no real rush to do it, but within the next week or so, we expect to sort of close that campaign. Eduardo is working on a post, a piece, we're calling it now, to basically say what is the point of view of a hatcher. And it is sort of turning a little into this hatcher handbook. So I'm a hatcher. What does it mean if we don't raise the minimum goal? What do I have to do? What does it mean? What does the hatch tribute mean to me personally and to what I put in? So he's started a draft document. Now Zeptimus and Nate will be helping and working, the 3 of them will be working together to produce this. The idea is to have at first just the core pieces of information that every hatcher will need to know from a document that legal produced, as well as the parameters. So sort of these 2 things together to be the initial document, and then perhaps there can be more things like a checklist and cultural values and things on top of that.
No, it's just I'm in a public space. Like I don't have electricity in my house. So I came down to, and that's why I'm not turning on my list. But you explained it better than I could. So thank you.
Yeah, cool, no problem. So we're, I think it's in good hands with these 3, and there should be a draft that we can share more widely at the end of this week, beginning of next week, and hopefully we could have it ready by the end of next week. There is, let's see, this Hatcher Outreach 1-pager, which I'm slow to do. Chewy is working on this great piece that uses the diagrams, but then talks about all of the tokens themselves. So that's sort of a key element of this idea for this Hatch Outreach 1-pager, just to share it with everyone, was like to once we have these visual explainers, which we have now, to go through all of the little details that aren't visually represented, like rage quitting and quadratic voting and conviction voting, and do an explainer around that. And, you know, honestly, I really still want to do this, but I just haven't been able to prioritize that well with everything else. The other thing Hatcher Outreach is doing is the closing of a working group. So we're sort of templating and modeling how a working group can close. You know, we are reaching the hatch, and it's sort of the end of the mission of Hatch Outreach as a working group. So Eduardo put together a really great, here's what our manifesto proclaimed, or here's what we wanted to do what we wanted to achieve in our manifesto. Here is the things that we did well. Here are the things we could have done better or weren't able to get to, and some lessons learned to pass on to future working groups. So that'll be ready soon as well. And then the Hatchel Visual Explainer, I'm just like, this one last thing is the forum. I've been updating it everywhere I could. And as soon as I check this dot here, I can finally close this issue. But it's taken some time to get that in places. I hope that'll be finished by the end of the sprint. Anything to add? Anything I might have missed on the Hatch outreach?
Yeah, I think
that's
you
it.
pretty much covered up. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Zep, do you want to share anything for transparency?
Yeah, actually, we reached a decision on the last transparency call that I just wanna say, and just to know if someone's blocked it. But it's like put all the on a slide, all the audits and the date and the color. And for example, what concerns me is for example, let's say labs is a new working group, so we don't have audit. The idea we were having is to say we don't have the audit and it's just a message, but I don't know if that would be offensive or not. Yeah, just to know that. And yeah, if someone wants to say something. Okay. Then also we're still working on the rules for platforms, but this week we didn't advance because we need help from. I wanted to ask by maybe some help for working on the forum rules for the admins, but since the price emergency thing, I thought it would be better not to bother him, also for the audits, we were thinking that maybe we have a central point on the forum. Right now, there are all of them splitted, which is good for the mutual monitoring, but at the same time could lead to confusion and have one pinned forum post where all the audits are there. And I feel like I'm missing something. But I don't know right now. Oh yeah, the forum post, we still, it's still going on. It's a bit quiet. There is not a lot of engagement, but yeah, we're also working on this, how those manage credentials. And yeah, there are some articles that Semnem also share, and I know Sem is working on. He also via I don't know the English word, or not the word itself, a dominium, I don't know, fidelius.e. Domain, thank you.
The domain? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Chui. We're testing, and he's building an app for doing this, with MetaMask, and it looks super cool, but it's still in progress. And I'll pass it to you, Tam.
Cool. Thanks for that update. Juan Carlos, would you like to give an update from Gravity?
Yes, Tam, for sure. Tomorrow, Durgas will lead the working group call, and he's preparing a decolonization talk. And we are good with the outreaching giveth, but they are right now in a retreat. So this is waiting for the best moment to resume the conversations. And there's also another thing that I wanted to mention in this call, and is that on the 30th of June, next Wednesday, we are gonna have another event of Ethereum Colombia, and this time I am going to lead. I invited Santi, and my idea is that we talk a little bit about governance, culture, and legal aspects in DAOs, and I am going to be using as inspiration the slides from the polycentric governance talk that Livy, Jess, Jeff did for the Common Stack. So yeah, I want to present a little bit all these theories and positions that we have developed in Spanish, So yeah, that's like the intention, to take some of this great knowledge that we have produced in English, and share it with the Spanish speaking community and people in Colombia. And yeah, so also I was seeing the schedule that Livy suggested for the hatch, and if there is um, there she says, like, there is a possibility of time extension. If there is a possibility of time extension, then the gravity call of the 1st of July would be around the price analysis and the impact hour intervention, maybe to have a debate or a safe space to continue talking about this. And if not, yeah, I will prepare other thing for that day. But I think that we are doing good in gravity, and yeah, that I am very happy also to say that I have been trying to follow the step by step for the rotation and of boarding, and I think it has been really useful for me. So yeah, I just want to encourage, if anyone wants to take some time or something like that, it's good to use that process, and yeah, to communicate with time and to coordinate with people, so that we don't affect the workflow.
Just one thing around the way we're using the term offboarding. I think in the way you employ it for taking a week off or 2 weeks off doesn't resonate fully with me. I don't look at a week or 2 weeks of vacation as requiring offboarding per se, whereas I thought of it offboarding as more exiting the community for a more substantial period of time. I meant to mention that to you. I don't know that this is the right forum for us to discuss that, but I wonder if we might find a place to sort of look at that, because I don't know. I even think, it's not uncommon for Europeans to take a month of vacation. So perhaps now I've acclimated to a more European mindset around having time away versus doing a process to sort of exit a community and transition your workload to somebody else for a more permanent period.
Okay. Yeah, for sure we can continue talking about this, because yeah, I want this process to be very comprehensive, and so that you can use it for a short-term period, but also for a long-term period. And maybe offboarding is not the right word, but yeah, we can make it more precise.
Cool. Yeah, I saw you were offboarding yourself, and I thought, oh no, why? Okay, cool. I don't know, Griff, if your connection is good, maybe you can give us a quick update on common swarm and parameters in these few minutes that we have left.
I can try.
Okay, sounds good so far. And then it went away. Okay, yeah, I'm not hearing you. I see that you're not muted, but no sound is coming. No, I see you're not muted, but there's no sound coming.
Well, that's too bad. Just
I
as I
heard
tried
that.
to talk, it got worse.
We hear you now. Okay, now it's gone. All right, cool. Katie, do you want to give any updates? I don't know if we're calling it orientation, but I feel like there was some issues open for orientation. Oh, they're all closed now. Fantastic. Do you want to give an update on what you've been doing this for orientation?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I've got my mind totally caught up in the blog right now. Yeah, orientation. I mean, I got locked out of Discord this week because I'm sending personal messages to every single person who joins the community. But apart from that, I've so far I have some ideas for different orientation. How shall we say, like actual? I don't have a word for it yet. Like orientations where folks can follow me around, and I'm going to show them how to use ZenHub and different things like that. And actually, I think soon, based on that idea, I can maybe solicit the stewards to do the same. If there's a certain topic that we can help orient some new joiners. But so far, I haven't implemented any of that. So far, it's just been like touching up. You've probably seen the ZenHub issue where I asked you to maybe update some old your working group forum posts, just to kind of refresh all of that stuff that's still really useful. So one idea is just that I'm going to do an FAQ for orientation, and when I started doing that, I realized there was a ton of good stuff out there. I just needed to update it. So for now, I'm still kind of updating, to be honest, with good ideas in the pipeline.
Cool, excellent. Yeah, and there was that one issue that Nate was going to work on around recognition for SMEs, subject matter experts. And when I was going through some docs, I realized that in this document, onboarding and resource guide to the TEC, we do talk about how we should recognize subject matter experts specifically in the TEC. And while I was reading this, I thought, okay, this is great and really, really well thought through and explained. We're just a tiny bit out of date, and maybe we can do a revision on this, and actually it would be a perfect document from if we could just refresh it, actually. So
Awesome.
I actually looped you and Livia into this doc, so you with Nate can sort of find out what our process is to nominate and recognize subject matter experts in our community, which I agree is an important issue for us to address. Cool, we're at the top of the hour, all. So we got through our agenda, yay.